In this video, I'll be checking out this tiny e-pump from CYCPLUS. It's the AS2 Pro Max. Now, CYCPLUS have 4 different models in the AS2 series. This is the largest of the capacity batteries. Now, it's still relatively tiny, but it is larger than their other ones and heavier than their other ones. However, this will pump up your tires about 2 times as many times as their other variations. It's actually pretty dang good. I usually carry one of these tiny manual pumps here. Ever since moving up to e-pumps, I really have not used these at all, to be honest. I use these and this has been an absolute game changer in terms of size, compactability, just reliability as well. They have never let me down, and CYCPLUS, they actually do make really good products. I own quite a few different e-pumps, and this is the largest capacity battery. This comes with a 600 milliampere battery, but not just that, it's 11.1 volt. That means it can pump up your bike tires a whole lot faster than the other 7.4 volt versions that are on the market. So in this video, I'll be checking this out and showing you everything you want to know about the CYCPLUS and if this is going to suit your needs. My name is John and this is Gel Reviews. Please subscribe. So first of all, let's just talk about the size. The dimensions of this are 81 millimeters long by 60 millimeters wide and 32 millimeters thick. It weighs 205 grams because of the 600 milliampere battery, and there's some of the specs just upon the rear of its box. Is made out of an aluminium housing, and it is still relatively compact. If you have a bike repair kit, such as I have here, this will easily fit just into it and you can close it up and you're good to go. And I just love being able to carry one of these e-pumps with me. I don't muck around with those CO2 canisters. I used to do that in the past, but ever since moving up to e-pumps, this is the way to go. A whole lot more reliable. Those CO2 canisters, they're kind of like, you know, one-time lucky dip, but these are fail-safe. It has a USB-C charge port. This will charge up in 1 hour. That is pretty cool. Very fast recharge time for this size capacity battery. What makes it stand out also is it has a very nice LCD screen up on the rear, and it's got 3 operating buttons. You have your main on-off function button, and you've got your plus and minus. To turn it on, you simply are going to hold it for about 2 seconds, and then it turns on. It's got a battery life indicator, the pressure reading, and the pressure gauge being used, whether PSI or BAR. To change the type of gauge being used, you press both the plus and minus, and it will change to your BAR. I generally work with PSI, I'm very used to that, and you can adjust it up and down to whatever your desired pressure is. Then you'll put it onto your valve, and then to turn it on, you simply press that button, and it turns on, and it'll turn off when it gets to the desired pressure. I'll show that to you in just a moment. Now, the screen is very nice to have on the back. I've got a couple of pumps where it doesn't have a screen. They are a little bit smaller in size, but I much rather enjoy having a screen up on the back. I know exactly what I'm setting it to, and I don't have to, you know, go by feel or do any kind of a guessing game. This will take both your Presta valves and your Schrader valves. Now, you can simply just hold this straight directly to your bike valve. However, it does come with an extension hose. I tend to use these a lot more, as I like to just attach it and let it hang as it does its pump cycle. In order to change from Presta to Schrader, all we need to do is unscrew the end cap here. Now, inside there is this rubber grommet. The tiny hole at the front, that is your Presta. Presta valves are a lot more thinner and longer. If you want your Schrader style valves, that's like your car tire valves, then you're going to turn it around, put that in, and then simply place it back into the AS2 Pro Max. So it's very simple to just switch around depending on what kind of valve you have. And once you put it back in, you simply put it back into the end of the AS2 Pro Max, screw it closed. Nice and easy. It will come with a silicone cover, because these things do actually get warm when you are pumping up your tire. It's understandable that, you know, it's inflating something and the motor in here is running. This will get warm. The silicone case is not just a protective case, but it also absorbs the heat into it and provides that barrier between, you know, a hot e-pump and your hands. That's what it looks like with the case, and this is how it will stay with me and live in side of my bike repair bag. The other items this will come with is a USB-C to USB-C charge cable. It's got like a soccer ball inflatable nozzle. There is another grommet in there. You've got an O-ring, you've got another brass attachment right there, and that's what it comes with. That's everything that you need. Not to mention that it comes with a manual, and it also comes with this little plastic bag if this is where you want to carry it into, or you know, to protect it from the elements, the rain and things like that. You can put it just in that bag, close it up, and you're good to go. To use the extension hose, we are simply going to be screwing the end on. It gets a nice seal there. The end here, you can turn it around depending upon whether it's a Presta valve like it is in this instance, or if it's a Schrader valve, you simply unscrew the end off and there you have your Schrader valve end. I have Presta valves that I use upon my bicycles, so this will simply stay there. And the end here simply turns like so. So here I have a Presta valve. Let's open up the end. This one is a little bit on the low pressure side. So we're going to turn on the AS2 Pro Max. There we go. And I'll put it on the ends and I can hold it there. And the pressure currently is 10 PSI. So that is on the low side. So I can set my pressure up to say 30 PSI. I generally like to run my mountain bike tires at 30 PSI. I can put it on and go for it, but I want to show you the extension hose now, and I'll be pumping it up via the extension hose. We screw the end onto the Presta valve like that, and it goes on really nicely. Now I'll turn on the AS2 Pro Max and I'll set it to 30 PSI and then let it go. And it did that in an amazingly fast time. Like seriously, that's got to be the fastest tiny pump that I have actually used. This gives you an idea just how fast it pumped it up from less than 10 PSI all the way up to 30. Very, very quick, very, very impressive. Now, in terms of how many times you can pump up a tire, now the company specifies that with mountain biking tires, you know, I've got 29-inch tires up on the front of my bike here. These are 2.5-inch wide. The company says 29 by 2.2 inch tires, you can pump up about 4 of them from 0 to 30 PSI. If you have the road tires that are 700 by 25, the thin ones, then you should be able to pump them from 0 to 120 PSI. You should be able to pump quite a few of them. I think they say something like about 7 or 8 of them, but a lot more because there's a lot less air going into it, even though it's higher pressure. Now, realistically, these are mostly going to be used for topping up on the go. Just starting your bike ride, you will pop this on and just top up your tires. However, in recent times, I have had a few emergencies and I've had to replace the tubes, fix up my tire on the go. Having one of these e-pumps has been an absolute lifesaver. So I wholeheartedly recommend getting the AS2 Pro Max, a beast of a pump, but it's tiny as just the higher capacity. If I need to pump up my tires, I can do it very, very quickly. Just gives me a whole sense of confidence as I ride that I'm not going to get stranded. Anyways, that's it. Thanks very much for watching the video. Check out the link in the description that I'm leaving for you, and I'll catch you on the next one.